Jai Gurudev students. Today I will start, that is the next part of the cell, that is structure of the eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic already I have given. So eukaryotic cell, what are the different parts of the eukaryotic cell? With a flow chart it will be easier for you. It is prokaryotic cell is covered by a plasma membrane, then protoplasm part, then nucleus. Within the protoplasm, one is nucleus and the cytoplasm. Then this cytoplasm again haloplasms and cytoplasmic structures. These cytoplasmic structures again are of two types. One is cell organelles, cell inclusion. Cell organelles means all are living. Cell inclusions means non-living. For example, vacuole, reserve food, gases, etc. And if it is cell organelles, all are living. Endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, all of you know what are the different type of cell organelles. So in case of the eukaryotic cell, that is occurrence, all are the protist, plant and animals, they have this eukaryotic cellular organization which differ to the prokaryotic cellular organization. Actually, the size of this cell, that is eukaryotic cell, are very greatly in the size, which may be in the range of 10 micrometer to 500 micrometer. Okay. Now next one is structure. So first of all, the first outer membrane is known as plasma or the cell membrane, which is very, very important. So plasma or the cell membrane, every living cell is covered by a thin, it is transparent, then it is electron microscopic, elastic, regenerative and semi-permeable membrane. And the most unique character of this plasma membrane is that it is a semi-permeable in nature. It is also called the biomembranes, as they play a vital functions in the living cell. So 1 marks question, why it is known as biomembranes. Okay. Now this one is the structure of the biochemical composition of the cell membrane. So biochemical composition are the three main compositions are there. One is lipid, protein and carbohydrate. So biochemical composition of the cell, see this part is protein, bilayer lipid, this two part is bilayer lipid, one layer, two layer, bilayer lipid, again protein is present. Now these lipid molecules are arranged in bilayer in the cell membrane. It is suggested on the basis of the amphipathic nature of the lipid molecules. And why it is called as a amphipathic nature? Actually within these lipid molecules, and here you can see this one, this lecithin is nothing but the lipid and cholesterol and whatever is given here. Okay. So arrangement of phospholipid, that is phosphorus with a lipid. Okay. And though it is a bipolar in nature, this lipid is a bipolar, two pole is there. Okay. One is head part and another one is tail part, and this arrangement form a water resistance barrier. So it is become water resistance barrier, and though it is the amphipathic nature, it can pass the soluble fat molecules, faster movement of the fat soluble molecules. Phospholipid actually contain 50 to 75% of this lipid. More common type of phospholipids are which is present, that is lecithin, okay, cephalin. So these are the most common type, and these phospholipid molecules form the structural framework of plasma membrane and allow the faster movement of fat soluble molecules. Now the cholesterol which is present, it is 25 to 32% of the total lipid, and lie between the phospholipid molecule. They stabilize the plasma membrane function. And now next one is protein part. This one is the protein part. Okay, protein are of two types. One is peripheral protein, which is present in the peripheral region, and it is also known as extrinsic protein. And another one is intrinsic or integral protein. Two types of protein is there. Then carbohydrate is also present, 1.125% chemical composition. Many carbohydrates, it's reported from the plasma membrane, hexose and hexosamine. So these are the different types of carbohydrates are there. This one is one of the important structure of the plasma membrane, which is known as sandwich model. Sandwich means two bread, then butter. Then bread are nothing but the protein, and the phospholipid is the middle part is the phospholipid part. It is known as sandwich model. Now why it is called amphipathic phospholipid molecules? Just see the one structure. Okay, so this part is hydrophilic, it's fond of water, and just opposite is hydrophobic. Okay, and this is head part and this is tail part, or you can say it is polar end and this is non-polar end, and this part is fatty acid, tail part is fatty acid, and this one is glycerol. So structure of individual one is just look like this: polar part, non-polar part, fatty acid, glycerol. Okay, so which part? So actually this one is the part just now I described. So polar part, round shape polar part, and this one is non-polar part. Okay. Now next one is, what is the biochemical composition of the cell membrane. Lipid molecules are arranged in a bipolar, means two pole, amphipathic nature, hydrophilic heads of the phospholipid, that is this one is hydrophilic, two polar part they are opposite to each other, and non-polar part they are adjacent to each other, and this type of arrangement it forms a water resistance barrier and it allows the faster movement of fat soluble molecule. Cholesterol molecule stabilize the plasma membrane. Okay, now next one is membrane bounded proteins are of two types. One is peripheral protein, another one is integral proteins. These are loosely attached and they partially or completely embedded. It forms the backbone of the membrane. In case of the sandwich model, this plasma membrane is a protein lipid protein. This one is protein lipid protein. Each phospholipid middle part molecule is a polar molecular and has a two specific end, that is polar and non-polar part. Okay, one is hydrophilic, another one is hydrophobic in nature. Plasma membrane is a porous membrane. Head are opposite to each other. So this part is head. Head is opposite to each other and tails are facing each other. So that one is sandwich model. Actually this sandwich model is proposed by the Danieli and the Dodson. So it is their model. Now what is the drawback of this model? It does not explain active transport. Okay, and it does not explain the functional specificity. What is the function for which part? It is not described, that one. So that is a drawback. So another one is there, unit membrane model by the J. David or Robertson. So according to this model, this one is hydrophilic. These are all hydrophilic heads. These are hydrophilic heads. Okay. And extended protein. These are extended protein. Hydrophilic heads. Hydrophobic tail. Okay. So Robertson, David Robertson, according to that, this one is the structure and it is also known as lamellar model. But according to the fluid mosaic model, which is very, very important for all of you. So this one is hydrophilic head, hydrophobic tail. Then these are the cholesterol present over here, peripheral protein, and this one is known as transmembrane or the tunnel protein molecules. Okay. So this one is known as fluid mosaic model. Plasma membrane is lipoproteinous. Then the phospholipids biliaris fluidy in nature, and transition movement present. Then proteins are globular and are of two types, that is peripheral and integral protein. Each phospholipid molecule is a bipolar molecule. Heads of the phospholipid molecules of two layers are directed to opposite direction, and while tails, that is tail part of the two layers, face each other. This arrangement form a water resistance barrier. And here the carbohydrates are associated with only outer surface of the plasma membrane. Okay, cholesterol molecules are present in between the phospholipid, and different phospholipids are found in two layers, and different proteins in two protein monolayers. So this is all about the fluid mosaic models. So I have shown you already three types of model. These are very, very important for you.